And I'm Josh. Today we're going to take a look at Champions Together game, some information on President Donald Trump's wall, and as always, sports.
But first, here's Antoine with this week's weather forecast.
Today will be pretty cloudy with a high of 31 and a low of 20 with a 15% chance of rain. Tuesday, temperatures will rise with a high of 36 and a low of 29 with no chance of rain. Wednesday, however, will bring us to a rainy day with a high of 45 and a low of 30. Thursday will bring us to a high of 40 and a low of 28 as the rain leaves, but the clouds will stay. Friday will end the weekday with the sun finally peeking through the clouds with a high of 47 and a low of 37. Try to stay positive during this gloomy week, Hornets. Now let's toss it back to Josh and Bree.
Here in Bgsn, we would like to congratulate the Beech Grove players, Mr. Bush and Mr. Dean, for their amazing production of Clue.
If you couldn't make it out to the play, you sure did miss a good one.
We can't wait to see what the players produce for next year.
The Polar Plunge will be taken March 1st. If you'd like to join, go sign up in the cafeteria today during both A and B lunch. Make sure to sign the inclusion poster as well.
If you plan to go to the plunge, make sure you wear old shoes, gloves, hats, and make sure to take plenty of photos.
Were you able to attend the Champions Together game this weekend?
I was, Bree. It was an amazing experience. It was heartwarming to see Beech Grove and Triton Central come together for a great cause.
Well, if you're unable to attend, Madison got more.
This past Friday night was the Triton Central versus Beech Grove Champions Together game. The Beech Grove lineup included Garrett Russell, Diamond Bell, Dominique McClurry, Nick Hubbard, Hunter Dodd, Andrew Sterrett, Brody Pettis, and Marquise Davis. To get more insight on this event, I talked to student leadership member Emily Leake to learn more.
So I'm here at the basketball game. We just beat Triton Central, and as you can see, the theme was Hippie Night. And the thing that was so special about this game is that it was our Champions Together game. So basically, Champions Together is a movement towards inclusion within our school. So it's including kids of all abilities into one sporting event, and the sporting event that we do here at the high school is basketball. And so this year it was so special because we had the team who we faced, which was Triton Central. They brought their Champions Together team here, and so we had the two teams play against each other, and it was just such an awesome experience, and I'm so glad that I've had the chance to play as a part of this organization for the past 3 years.
The next event that the Special Olympics will be putting on is the Polar Plunge. Beech Grove has participated in this for the past few years, and those involved are very excited. If you signed up, don't forget that the plunge is March 1st. Make sure to keep donating. Stay warm, Hornets. This has been Madison Stratton for BGSN.
Let's take a look at a speech given by President Donald Trump back in August of 2016.
So important. Number one, are you ready? Are you ready? We will build a great wall along the southern border.
That was President Trump back in August of 2016 giving his rally speech in Phoenix, Arizona while running for president, announcing that he will build a wall to secure our borders. It is now February of 2019, and he has recently signed a bill where Congress will give him $1.4 billion, well below the $5.7 billion that he insisted upon needing. Signing this bill allowed the government to stay completely open after being partially shut down for 35 days.
On Friday, Trump announced that he was declaring a national emergency. A national emergency means that he will take other funds from different parts of the budget in order to get the funding for the wall. Immediately following the speech, he started to get sued. Declaring a national emergency allows him to divert $3.6 billion from the military construction projects. He will also use more traditional president discretion to tap $2.5 billion counter-narcotic program, $600 million from Treasury Department's Assets Fund.
That will give him about $8 billion in all, barriers significantly more than the $5.7 billion he was unsuccessfully demanded by Congress. We will keep you up to date with his progress on the border. Now let's toss it over to my good buddy, Jonathan Dans, for sports.
Hello Hornets and welcome back to sports. Now let's get something a little bit more exciting. So on Friday, both the JV and varsity boys basketball teams got huge wins against the Triton Central Tigers. The JV team had an amazing performance as they won 67-18, and varsity was able to get a huge win, 76-70. Okay. Juwan Allison led the team in scoring with 18 points and 5 rebounds. Gavin Hess had 16 points and 10 rebounds, while Jane Curry had 15 points and 5 rebounds along with a lot of threes. Both teams also played on Saturday when they traveled to Batesville, which is nowhere near here. The JV team won their game 49-22, while the varsity team won 60-52. The varsity squad is currently on a 3-game winning streak and is guaranteed a 4th winning season in a row. Both teams will play at former conference rival LaPel on Thursday for a makeup game from earlier this season. Now, yesterday the boys got their sectional draw. They will play Indian Creek in the first round, with the winner of that game going on to play Heron in the second. The winner of the Heron game will then get a sectional championship berth. Beech Grove sectional will take place at Danville Community High School, and the winner of the sectional will obviously move on to regionals. The NBA All-Star game was last night, and there was a lot of points. Team LeBron would make a comeback to beat Team Giannis 178-164. Kevin Durant took home All-Star MVP with 31 points, 2 assists, and 7 rebounds. Kawhi Leonard and LeBron each had 19 points, and Klay Thompson had 20. For Team Giannis, the Greek Freak himself led them in scoring with 38 points, 11 rebounds, and 5 assists, while Chris Middleton and Paul George each added 20 points. Also on All-Star Weekend, relative unknown Joe Harris from the Brooklyn Nets surprised everyone and beat Steph Curry in the three-point contest. Joe Harris is shooting 50.1% from behind the arc this season. Also over the All-Star Weekend was the 2019 dunk contest. This featured John Collins, Dennis Smith Jr., and Hamido Dallo. I apologize if I mispronounced his name. Each of them added their creativity to their dunks, including Smith Jr. bringing out J. Cole and dunking over him while wearing his high school jersey. Other dunks included Hamid Dallo, I'm so sorry for mispronouncing his name, dunking over Shaq and hanging on the rim while flashing the Superman logo under his jersey. And Dallo ended up winning the contest, which was well-deserved. Here are the dunks.
Okay, I don't know. I told you he was going to dunk. J. Cole? Okay.
Smart.
Coming out with J. Cole.
Okay. Smart.
All right.
You got to get the people's champ in here. Got to. Yeah, but don't hurt no rappers, man, at the dunk contest.
Yeah,
Make sure you clear them.
Yeah, you might not make it home.
What's he putting on here, Kenny?
Okay.
I don't know.
That's his high school of J. Cole. But he likes it.
That's tough. All right. That's tough. That's probably the actual jersey. And that jersey will be sold out everywhere.
Smaller than Muggsy. He's got that. He's got that. He's got that.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
And he put his hand in the ring. Come on, man.
Weather's starting to warm up, so that means it's almost baseball time. Now here I am with more information on spring training and the fact that the biggest free agent in the sport has not signed with a team yet.
Even though it might not feel like it, every day spring is getting closer, and that means it's baseball time. Pitchers and catchers reported last week, and the rest of the players will report this week, with the first spring training game being on Thursday, February 21st, between the Oakland Athletics and the Seattle Mariners. Two of the biggest names in the sport haven't even signed with a team yet, and spring training is starting this week. Those two names are Bryce Harper and Manny Machado. Bryce Harper played for the Nationals last year, and he's pretty much the best player in the MLB, and he's had talks with the Dodgers, the Yankees, the Phillies, the Padres, the Cubs, and a myriad of other teams. So it's really interesting that Harper hasn't signed with anyone yet, considering he's one of the best players in the league. So I had to ask someone who has a lot more knowledge of the sport than I do, and that is my baseball coach, Mr. Benefiel. Here's what he had to say.
To be honest, I could care less about Bryce Harper. I don't like him as a player, but whatever team gets him, that's great. I could care less.
So obviously, Coach Benefiel's not that big of a Bryce Harper fan, but I went ahead and asked him if he thinks that Bryce Harper can change a team around and get them to a World Series if he joins them. Here's what he had to say on that.
No, I don't think so. I mean, I think he's a good player. I just don't really like his attitude, and yeah, I don't care what happens.
So we still have no idea where Bryce Harper is going to sign. Some have said that he's closing in on a deal with the Phillies. Some have said he's closing on a deal with the Giants. The only person who knows is Bryce Harper. So for Bgsn Sports, I am Jonathan Dans.